CATharsis Pandemic Theatre is possible through the generous support of our audience and patrons. You can support us by subscribing to this channel or going directly to cattheater.com and hitting the donate button. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Julinda Lewis, and I'm here today to take a few minutes to share with you one of my family's traditions, the tradition of Kwanzaa. You may have heard the name Kwanzaa. You may have wondered, what is it? What does it mean and what is it about? I'm going to give you kind of a crash course in Kwanzaa and then leave you to go and find out more about it on your own. First of all, let's start with the title, Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is from the African language of Swahili, and it means first fruits. Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday. You can celebrate Kwanzaa if you are Christian, if you are Jewish, or if you follow any other faith tradition. But the one solidifying point of Kwanzaa is that it is a reminder of your African American heritage. And it's a way to teach your children about who they are and where they have come from. Like most other holiday traditions, Kwanzaa also has symbols and things that we use around our house to symbolically show that we are participating in the celebration of Kwanzaa. So one of the first things that we have is that we would set a table, and usually we would put an African print fabric on the table, such as the beautiful cloth that I have resting on the back of my office chair right now. We usually will also hang up a red, black, and green flag. And I have my red, black, and green African American flag that I use for Juneteenth celebrations. And I also have a Kwanzaa banner that lists the 7 principles. Kwanzaa is a holiday that lasts for 7 days, from December 26th to January 1st. And each day, you learn and recite a principle. On your Kwanzaa table, you will generally place a mat called an mkeka, and all of the other items and objects that you use to celebrate Kwanzaa go on the mkeka. The most prominent item that people may have seen is the candle holder called the kinara. The kinara holds 7 candles, 3 green, 3 red, and 1 black in the center. On each day of Kwanzaa, one of the candles is lit. One of the 7 principles, called the Nguzo Saba, is recited and explained, and you talk about it with your family. Other items that you would have include the Kikombe Cha Umoja, which is the unity cup, and you would fill it with water and pour a libation and recite the names of ancestors, people in your family who have passed on, which is a good way to keep their memories alive. Another thing that we would have on the table is a bowl that has the fruits in it. And you would put some apples and oranges and nuts, but one of the most important things that goes in the bowl are the ears of corn. 1 ear of corn for each of your children. So you can see that I have 3 children because I have 3 ears of corn in my bowl. So those are some of the basic symbols that you would use around your house to remind you of the celebration of Kwanzaa. And then on each of the 7 days, you would light the candle, recite one of the principles, and learn about your history. So on the first day, someone would ask the question, Habari Gani, which means, what is the news? And the answer for the first day is Umoja, unity. On the second day, the answer is Kuchi Jakulia, which means self-determination. On the third day, the response is Ujima, collective work and responsibility. On the fourth day, the response to the question, Habari Gani, what's the news, would be Ujamaa, cooperative economics. On day 5, the response is Nia, purpose. On day 6, the response is Kuumba, creativity. And on day 7, the response is Imani, or faith. So you would talk about these principles with your family Explain them to your children, and they may be accompanied by arts and crafts or stories. And on the most fun, the last day, you have a feast, the karamu, where the family and friends all get together and you have a big potluck and you play music and you review the principles. And what holiday is good without presents? So the children also get zawadi, and the zawadi can be given on the last day at the karamu, or it can be given each day as a principle is recited. Now, for Kwanzaa, we generally recommend that the children get homemade gifts and things that are culturally oriented, and especially we recommend that they get things like books that teach them about Kwanzaa, or books that teach them about the history of African American people, because very often that is history that we don't learn much about in our schools. There are also Kwanzaa greeting cards that can be shared with family or friends and that the children can make. So that is kind of a crash course in Kwanzaa, and you can look up Kwanzaa online. You can Google it or use whatever app you like to find out about Kwanzaa celebrations. We have a Kwanzaa celebration here in Richmond every year. You can find out about coloring books and stories for children and other items. Thank you for listening, and I think my time is up because you can see my flag just fell down.